of the freedom of speech,
The other side of the non-disclosure agreements, the agreements. CEO and the creator of Miracle Food right here, the good brother Chaka Doctor, friend of the platform, friend of the podcast. What's good with you, brother? How you doing today?
Cool and retarded drooling. You already know what it is.
This is my brother right here, the motherfucking Chaka Doctor, creator of Miracle Food. We got together almost a year ago now, which is crazy to even think about, man. And one thing I love about this brother is he always gives a perspective that is needed that we won't hear over normal airwaves. He's going against the grain and he's going to give us shit. He's going to give us the food this morning. He gives us the miracle food with the body and the cleansing, but now he's about to give us some information and feed us this way, man. So the first thing I want to talk about, obviously, out in Houston, Texas, and you obviously live out in Texas, so this is something that
doing the magic. I'm doing the magic out here in Texas.
Doing the magic out here in Texas, man. Well, at least 8 dead from what they're saying right now, and many injured after a crowd surge at Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival in Houston. Now, he's been doing this for quite some time. He's doing these festivals. I know he did like a Netflix special where he went behind the scenes and showed like the in-depth footage of what these festivals are all about, and they're absolutely insane. You got people doing shit, crowd jumping, all kind of stuff. It's lit if you like it, but on the other side of the spectrum, a lot of people get hurt. Well, yesterday, at least 8 people they're reporting were killed and scores injured when a crowd surged toward a stage at a Houston music festival on Friday night, squeezing audience members who had nowhere to escape, officials say. They said about 50,000 people were at the sold-out outdoor Astroworld Festival at NRG Park, the stadium complex where the Astrodome and NRG Stadium stand. When the incident happened about 9 p.m. Central Time, officials said video from the event showed the performer on stage rapping in the event, the organizer being Travis Scott, paused and looked in on confusion as ambulance with flashing lights moved in and started getting into the very densely packed crowd. The crowd, for whatever reason, began to push and surge toward the front of the stage, which caused the people in front to be compressed. They were unable to escape the situation, Houston Fire Chief Sam Peña said. Now, that's just a brief news story.
And notice how they was at the front of the stage.
Front of the stage. Well, bro, I got another piece of interesting information that I want to share with you from this brother that kind of was there firsthand. And this is interesting. And then once you hear this, bro, you go ahead and do your thing. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I already know.
It felt like we was in a concert in hell. You couldn't breathe. You couldn't see. Like, just imagine all the people they're going to find tonight who was in that crowd, who nobody could see, who nobody could hear, who passed out, and everybody was just trampling on top of them the whole fucking concert. Like, I'm thinking it's probably going to be like at least 100 people who dead tonight. Like, I kid you not. Like, in the VIP section, it was so many bodies laid out. People was getting pulled out who was fainted. And the people were the medics were trying to give them CPR, and they was flipping them over, and like they was literally turning them black and blue. Like I never seen death in my fucking life, bro. Just by me alone, it was probably like 10 fucking people laid out dead. And like once the medics tried to help them, they wasn't responding. They moved to the next person. They could have done like this shit really fucked me up and like really spooked me tonight. That was like some demonic shit. Like, and what was so crazy, like people were screaming help, trying to tell Travis Scott. They was like help. The whole like
trying to tell Travis Scott to help. It was like a demonic situation. It was a concert from hell. Chaka Doctor, go ahead, do your thing, bro.
Man, I keep on telling y'all, man. I don't know how many of y'all gonna bite the bullet for y'all start getting into yourself, getting into y'all chakras, and understand that that it is ritual season. Oh, a lot more to come, man. I told you. See from that October 28th, the Day of the Dead that I told y'all, all the way to that January 1st. Bodies. We need bodies. That's what they need. They need them bodies, y'all. So first and foremost, Travis Scott is definitely gonna get hammered, in some kind of way, simply because of your lack of security, your lack of if you know these type of events go on at your concerts and you know crowds do this and you're not taking the necessary precautions, man, the wrong person could die at your concert, man, and that's a wrap for you, bro. Everybody that's dying at the concert ain't just no anybody's and nobody's not. But notice how number one, he said the darkness in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
You couldn't see. What you mean you couldn't see? You at a concert you can't see?
Facts.
Automatic precursor until some magic and sorcery going down, right? Then you go take it further, and you take it further, and when you talk about, dang, people passing out, bodies dropping, and the paramedic, y'all think the paramedic's going to save people, but my mind be thinking like on some Squid Game shit, because Squid Game just came out. It just showed you what they were doing in Squid Game, dropping bodies. And I be feeling like the paramedic be trying to come check and see who alive and see who dead, and keep it pushing and keep that body count.
Let me cut you off right there, because that's a very interesting point you make, because you hear the report that I read, that was from CNN.com, where they're putting in big and bold that it was 8 dead and hundreds injured. But brother just sat there and articulated, who was sitting there ground zero, front and center, that he had at least 11 around him, and the paramedics were looking, administering CPR, no hope, move on. Is that practical practice? Like, talk about that.
Yeah, that's that. Hey, man, until you realize when you get them big, massive killings like that, and the crowds just be crazy, and y'all think that's just human nature. Nature just provided a way for humanity to just get in 50,000. Why don't go like that for the football games?
Talk about it.
Why don't go like that for the basketball games?
Talk about it.
Why don't big crowds form everywhere? Lollapalooza, fucking all kind of fests go on every year, bro. Yeah. Every year, and you don't have nowhere near this type of carnage at their festivals, right? Once you understand that the rappers are paid to be on demon time, once you understand that the rappers get paid a big check so that they can so that they can put on for the game, and y'all don't understand that the game has been and always will be occult sorcery. And so the things that he would describe, and look, he described all the things that said magic: darkness, demon, death, hell. That's what the guy described.
Yep. The
4 keywords I heard was darkness, demons, demonic. He said demonic to be exact. Death, and hell. Now, anytime, remember, music is supposed. They got 2 types of music: the music that bring you down and the music that keep you up.
Yep.
You should know a tree about the fruit that it bear.
Yep.
I am a hip hop fiend. I'm a hip hop fanatic. I'm a hip hop lover, but I am also a life advocate. And you can't create songs about carnage, death, hell, demonic, and destruction, and eventually not come into those physical equivalents when the crowds of death, demonic, destruction, and all of these things get together. All right? So I look at it from the perspective of the highest perspective. Wait a minute, they got some occult sorcery going on. But then I look at it from the lowest perspective of the person, of the average Joe Blow person who don't believe nothing about no sorcery, and they were just at a concert and they got hurt. Well, think about this. The law of attraction says whatever you put into the ether, whatever you put into your whatever type of energy and vibe you're vibing on, you will attract that vibe. Last time I checked, Travis Scott does not rap about anything uplifting, even though Travis Scott would never live in that life. Travis Scott, you ain't even from the streets rapping about demon time. Look at this. You got niggas like Drake. Drake ain't never did no time in no people's streets, boy, and he rapping about songs. Go look at the certified lover boy. Drake talking about he'll fucking knock your noodles off. These are your new leaders. These paid, non-experienced people who are giving you secondhand, third-hand experiences, first-hand experiences in the form of occult sorcery because they practice magic at their highest level. But on the lowest level, to my niggas in the streets, these dudes ain't never lived none of that. And if they ever lived it, they ain't living it now with the millions and millions and millions of dollars. They living a whole nother life. So why do we gather, give our money, give our resources, give our time, give our energy to people who are gonna. I don't even know, were they black people or were they white people? Does his crowds be majority black or majority white crowds?
That's a great question. And when you look at the footage in the film, I'd say that it was 70-30 white to black, 80-20 probably white to black.
Bro, if that was a lot of white, if that was any kind of number of white people got killed or trapped. If that was any, if the people that got, now listen, if the people that got killed with white folk, you might see some cancel culture going on with Travis Scott. And if the people that got killed with black folk, they're gonna brush it under the rug. They're gonna sweep it to the side.
Let me ask you this: Travis Scott, he isn't the only artist out here portraying to be something that he's not. It's a whole laundry list of them.
Oh yeah, all of them.
Yeah,
90% of your rappers have never lived the life that they rapped about. They have partners, homies, and they probably grew up in the neighborhood, but growing up in the neighborhood and actually running the neighborhood is two different viewpoints, two different perceptions. If you was the nigga on the block actually moving and shaking in your neighborhood, in your regional space, that's going to be a whole different perspective because that's who the police looking for. The niggas who moving and shaking. If you was just sitting watching what was moving and shaking, you're going to have a whole different perspective. You're going to have a perspective of a fan. That's why when they get rich, all of them like to start doing these fantasies. That's what a fan is, a fantasy. At the beginning of fantasy is fan. So when you become when they become rich and famous, they want to carry out their fantasies that they never really got to live on the block because they never experienced it, but they always wanted to, and they got the money to have the people who are living it around them and get those experiences, get those stories, get their slang, and act, basically get their black card, if you will, get their hood pass, if you will, right? I might not be from the hood, but I know, Drake, we know for a fact ain't none of that shit you talking going down in Canada, and stop it.
That's a fact. Let me ask you this. Go ahead, my fault.
So that I'm just showing you how, these, Tory Lanez and all of these dudes, Travis Scott, all of these dudes who rap about this gangster persona, mob tie lifestyle. I'm sick of these niggas. Hire some help. Get rid of these niggas. Nigga, you ain't you the nigga that just said I can't get enough of your loving? When did Marvin Gaye sing about whacking a nigga? Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you can't. You gotta separate fantasy from reality. Yeah. In reality, these dudes are living a high esoteric life that you can't even comprehend because you don't have the knowledge to comprehend what they're really doing. And then on your fantasy, they got you hook, line, and sinker, believing in a melody of a lifestyle that they don't even really live. They only rap about it being lived. Right. But they themselves actually don't live this shit, bro. And then they come to concerts and they try to get you all hyped up because you out here really living it. You out here really eating ramen noodles. So when he said ramen noodles, nigga, you feeling that nigga. I mean, you eating ramen noodles tonight. Yeah. You feel me? So it's a big lie going on. And like I told you before, if anybody important got stampeded at that place, or it's gonna be some shit.
Let me ask you this to kind of put a close on this conversation real quick. Astroworld itself, we've seen that show and that festival turn up, and these type of things happen there before. Maybe not to the degree that it happened last night, but these have happened before. Do you, in your opinion, attribute it up to this Travis Scott being lit, having lit concerts, or is there other high levels of sorcery and magic knowingly going on with Travis Scott? And his
team? Well, remember, you see, like I told you before, you see, I come from, I come from being a fan of all genre of music. You haven't seen Demon Time till you've been to a death metal grunge concert.
Facts.
You haven't seen Demon Time until you've been to one of these death metal white kind. You see the sorcery in plain view, pentagrams. They mosh pitting, going. Now they got mosh pits and fucking hip hop.
Yeah,
that's Demon Time. That's a wicked occult. You know how many white people done died at motherfucking concerts, nigga, doing that fucking mosh pit shit.
Yep, facts.
Nigga, that because it's a death cult. And Death told me we need some souls, bro. And every year they need a certain amount of souls to feed the fucking beast that gives them their wealth, their power, their fame, and their influence over the society on a massive global scale. Remember, Travis Scott go anywhere right now, and the globe recognizes you. He's a globe trotter, right? When you're a globe trotter, nigga, you're gonna be on two sides. You're gonna be on the side of the globe trotters that's influencing the people to do good, or you're gonna be on the side of the globe trotters that's influencing the people to do evil. And Chris Brown, it happens at his concerts, right? Yeah. But think about it. This is an R&B singer. How niggas getting killed at an R&B show?
Shouldn't be. Shouldn't even be dressed to be ready to die. Should be
ready. Ain't getting killed at no Keith Sweat concerts, nigga. Come on.
You ain't dying at no Brian McKnight concert. The fuck you doing?
I just heard when Drake had beef with Meek Mill, he said you getting bodied by a singing nigga. That's why Meek Mill fell off in my book.
Yep.
So subscribe, hip-hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving Sam and riding passenger side, and you heard it out the mouth of the greatest rapper alive. Hip-hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip-hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving Sam and riding passenger side, and you heard it out the mouth of the greatest rapper alive. Go gang.